We need room to breathe, space to dream. We choose to discover what is on the road less travelled. And when you turn off the freeway to Mount Barker and go left, you'll discover the home of Mazda in the hills. Mount Barker Mazda has it all. Mazda 2, 3 and 6 to BT50 and SUVs. Take the road less travelled to Mazda's home in the hills. Mount Barker Mazda, since 1954. Mount Barker Road, Totnes. LMVD 325189.
When you think of single malt Scotch whisky, you might imagine Scotland's green hills, her fresh babbling brooks, and rows of oak barrels. But you can get the same feeling right here in Adelaide when you walk down the aisles at Powell's. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf. They can guide you through Scotland's best whisky labels and the best from around the globe, all under one roof. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Powell's, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's FIVEAA.
Sunny for the rest of the afternoon with the 3 o'clock news. I'm Kerry Turner.
Book an appointment with a Specsavers audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing.
Police are door-knocking the Redwood Park area this afternoon following an unexplained sudden death. Emergency services were called to a Somerset Avenue address just before 8 this morning after reports a woman had been found unconscious. Detectives are searching for evidence and speaking to local residents as they try to establish the cause and circumstances of the woman's death. A crime spree across Adelaide's west and north early yesterday morning has led to the arrest of 3 teenagers. In total, 11 shops had their doors smashed and cash registers stolen. 4 were at the Brickworks in Theberton, 4 at Greenwith and 3 at Para Hills. A 14-year-old Devon Park boy has been charged in relation to both the Greenwith and Brickworks break-ins, while a 15-year-old Seaton boy and another boy from Seaton, 14, have both been charged over the Brickworks incident. Acting Assistant Commissioner Graham Goodwin says more arrests are expected.
The identities of several of these people that remain outstanding are known to police, and I would ask for those that know of these people, I'm talking particularly of other friends, associates and family members, to encourage them to contact us.
The 22-year-old woman killed by a falling tree at North Adelaide yesterday has been remembered as a beautiful soul. She was sitting under a giant gum tree at the University of Adelaide's soccer ground on War Memorial Drive when the trunk split and crashed down onto her. Flowers have been placed at the site today as SA Police and Adelaide City Council both announce investigations into the incident. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister has declared Australia is like family in an historic address to Parliament. Zach De Silva has more.
James Marape has arrived at Parliament House to major pomp and ceremony. The PNG Prime Minister has become the first Pacific leader to address Australian MPs and senators. He's been given a warm welcome by his counterpart, Anthony Albanese.
We are the nearest of neighbours, the most steadfast and trusted of partners.
Mr Marape has used his speech to thank Australia for granting PNG independence nearly 50 years ago. He says our nation has left a lasting legacy.
One can choose friends, but one is stuck with family forever.
Security and defence will be top of the agenda during formal talks with both sides of Australian politics.
Business says it supports the right of employees to disconnect after work, but argues Labor's policy is flawed. The federal government has won enough support to waive the next phase of its IR laws through Parliament. The most contentious issue could see businesses face fines if they repeatedly contact their staff after hours. Business Council Chief Executive Brian Black says there has been little consultation over the new laws.
What we would have liked to have seen, of course, is a proper consultation followed by legislation, followed by an opportunity to consider that legislation. And indeed, at that point, that's when you get the engagement of the employee groups and they can provide their input. We haven't seen that.
And celebrity crocodile wrangler Matt Wright has been charged with additional offences over a helicopter crash which killed his co-star. Chris Wilson died during a crocodile egg collecting mission in a remote part of the Northern Territory in 2022. WorkSafe is accusing Wright and his helicopter company of failing to maintain a safe aircraft. Now turning to 5AA sport, Australian T20 captain Mitch Marsh will distance himself from his teammates in the side's T20 series opener against the West Indies in Hobart tomorrow. As he's tested positive for COVID, he will play but with protocols in place, including a separate dressing room area and distancing himself on the field. Meantime, in the one-dayer between South Australia and Victoria in Melbourne, a short time ago the home side was 1 for 129 in the 25th over. It's after the Redbacks made 9 for 231 of their 50 overs. And Tiger Woods will next week play his first PGA Tour event of the year, the Genesis Invitational in California. Let's check 5AA traffic.
Good afternoon. A crash in Erbray on Fullerton Road near Crossroad affecting outbound. A breakdown in Hawthorne Dean on Main Road near East Terrace. Traffic lights out in Bedford Park on Main South Road near A-Lifts Road. Roadworks continuing this afternoon in Glenside on Fullerton Road near Mulberry Road. And check your speed. Military Road, West Beach. Spice up your Valentine's Day at Sexyland with Australia's largest range of adult toys, costumes, gifts and games. Visit in-store or shop 2-hour delivery at sexyland.com. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the 5AA forecast, sunny for the rest of the afternoon. More sunshine on the way tomorrow, 29, sunny and 31 on Saturday. And for Sunday, more sunshine, 33. Right now it's 26 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a mystery death at Redwood Park. Parkland safety concerns after a young woman was killed by a falling tree limb. Adelaide's predicted petrol price spike arrives. The new study that's found Viagra could reduce your risk of Alzheimer's. And see inside a $100 million penthouse for sale here in Australia. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 6 minutes past 3, and we are live on the Facebook and YouTube live stream thanks to Foodland Supermarket, so jump on there if you want to check out what's happening here in the 5AA studios. I still have tickets to give away this afternoon. I still have a family pass to Wallace Cinemas, and I've got a double pass to The Man from Snowy River in concert at the Festival Theatre on March 22nd. Now, this is going to be The Man from Snowy River played on the big screen with a symphony playing the soundtrack along with the movie. It will be a great experience if you love that movie. So make sure you give me a call, 8223 0000, and join the conversation, because we're going to be talking about energy prices very soon and how you can make sure you're getting the best deal and save a bit of money on your energy bill. But before we get into that, I do have another little traffic report for you. Just to let you know, there is a bingle on Paynham Road at Glynde. It's heading out of the city and it's causing some delays. So that's thanks to Peter on the text line 0448 08 1395. But at 7 minutes past 3, let's get into it.
Helping you save a few dollars. Who you gonna call? Cost Busters.
Christine Sieve is the editor-in-chief of CanStar Blue. Hi, Christine. Thanks for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for inviting me on to talk about this really important topic.
Yeah, because energy bills is something that it just seems like they just keep going up, and it feels sometimes there's not much we can do about it, but there are some really practical ways we can make sure we're on a good deal, aren't there?
There absolutely is, and I completely understand your point. Prices across the board have gone up. It's very difficult to escape that without going off-grid. But there are small things you can do, and there are bigger things you can do depending on how much effort you want to make. For the small things, we would say the first thing to do is just, please, it's boring, but read your energy bill, because 40% of Australians don't know what rate they're on, and it's hard to pay less if you don't know what you're paying.
Yeah. I don't know what bill I'm on.
Well, it's quite common not to, because they're boring to look at. They come through once a quarter, maybe in your email. But being conscious of what you're paying as a rate for energy is one way of starting to get engaged with your personal energy use, because it actually puts a bit of a figure on the way you're using your electricity, say. There are other ways you can, your grandparents would have known these off by heart for sure. You can do a lot of little things to try and cut your energy use, and you won't be surprised to hear trying to avoid using the clothes dryer if you can avoid it, washing your clothes in cold water and taking shorter showers, because hot water is one of the more expensive users of electricity in your house. Then once you've got some of those littler things covered by making little tiny tweaks, such as making sure you switch things off at the power point, you can do bigger things, such as, if possible, and you have a smart meter, start moving your energy use to the times when you're going to pay less for energy. If you don't have the smart meter, it is possible to buy what are called sort of electricity usage plugs, and you use them to put in on appliances that you suspect are going to be high energy users, and they can actually tell you how much electricity, say, it's using. And your own government, I've seen, has a great site where you can put in some details, and it will tell you how much energy many of your common appliances use based on how much and how often you're using them.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, what are some of the higher energy use appliances?
This is a really great point, because you don't want to drive yourself nuts doing a load of little things that may not have the biggest bang for your buck. Like when we look at how much it costs to run your lights, 69% of people told us they were switching off more lights over the past 12 months. Yet that's probably only going to save you 0.2 cents an hour. Whereas, say, if you make sure your teenage kids haven't got the smart TV or their gaming console running in their bedroom all the time, and I know this is difficult because I've tried it, I've got one of those, you can actually save double the amount. So maybe try to focus your efforts towards the thing that will give you more bang for your buck, and that's also definitely your cooling and heating appliances. They really do tend to have somewhat higher running costs than, say, your light bulbs. But there's ways you can tweak that depending, say, on what temperature you put it on. They generally say aim for no more than 8 degrees higher or lower than the outdoor temperature, because we've done research that can show, let's say you're running your air conditioner, it's a 6 kilowatt air conditioner, you're running it 4 hours a day. If you run it at 25, it'll cost you about $212 to run over summer. But if you run it at 21, it'll cost $212. But if you set it at 25, that cost is nearly halved, because it has to work harder to get to that 25 temperature.
Yeah, okay. Because I've often thought that we sort of in summer adjust our temperature up. I usually, put it up to 24 is my sort of go-to. Because when we are lucky enough to have a nice new ducted system in our home, but sometimes you don't need to run it for that long. All you need to do is put it on and cool the house down. So if you can change the temperature, or would it be better to change the temperature to go up a little bit and run it for a bit longer, or would it be better just to leave it at the temperature and run it for a shorter period of time?
Generally speaking, the further away you're going from the outside temperature, so turning it right down to say 21, the harder the air conditioner, or this also works for heating, has to work, and therefore it runs up more running costs. I mean, it would depend very much on the amount of time you were running it, what your outdoor temperature was, how small your room was. But generally speaking, one really good thing to think about when you're doing what you're describing, which is cooling the room down, is to make sure you blocked all the drafts, because you want to keep that cooled or heated air in. And then also, if you can afford it, make sure your insulation is really good. I know it can be a pricier thing to consider, but it can actually reduce your heating and cooling costs by as much as 45% if you have a properly insulated house.
It's 14 past 3 here on 5AA. That's Christine Sieb from CanStar Blue. We're talking about how you can save a little bit of extra money on your energy bills. Some practical tips that Christine said, don't use the dryer if you can avoid it. A cold wash will use less power and shorter showers. Christine, when it comes to other ways you can save some money on energy bills, you mentioned a smart meter and making sure you're utilising the best rates. I looked at my bill not too long ago. I don't know what plan I'm on, but I do know that I have shoulder rates during the day between, I think it's 11 and 3. So I started setting my sort of washing cycle and my dishwasher to be on during those periods. Would that make much of a difference?
It absolutely would over time, and not just because it'll make a difference with that dishwasher cycle, but because you're being super conscious of what you're actually doing with energy. It tends to have a cumulative effect. Once you're thinking about it a little, you start thinking about it more, and without wanting to be boring, it's all those little things that tend to add up. It is harder to do, as I said, if you don't have a smart meter. Because when you have a smart meter, even a lot of the energy providers make it easier for you because they have things on their own apps that will let you track your energy use patterns. So that's why I was suggesting if you don't have that smart meter, maybe go and look at some of the relatively inexpensive tech you can buy out there, such as these the sort of energy usage, their energy usage plugs, or you can get energy usage monitors that will help tell you how much your house is using. And there's another thing you can get called it's basically a block that you can use. It's called a smart power board, and it helps you cut off appliances that are using standby electricity when they're not in use. So those, say, gaming consoles I was talking about, if they've been switched off in someone's bed, if they're running in someone's bedroom and they're not being played, having a smart power board detects that kind of energy drain you're not conscious of and can block it until the appliance is back in use. And those aren't that expensive. They're usually probably around $50 or less. So it's worth having a think about them.
And don't worry about being boring, Christine. Saving money's never boring.
That is true, and I don't think energy use has ever been as much of a conversation topic as it is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I did want to ask you on how we can go about finding the best deal, because one of the websites that I like to use is a government website, energymadeeasy.gov.au. I know there's a lot of comparison websites out there. I like this one because you don't get call-ups afterwards. Sometimes you enter your details if you're comparing mobile phone plans or whatever it is, and you enter your details and then all of a sudden you start getting phone calls from people. I feel weird about that.
That's a common bugbear, and I do know what you're talking about. We would absolutely say check out Energy Made Easy. They've actually just it's a government website. They've actually just updated their website to make it even better and easier to use. I mean, we look at it all the time for information because it's great. So definitely check out Energy Made Easy. I got to promise you though, I'm from CanStar Blue. We do energy comparison, but
I didn't know that.
We don't take your details or call you.
Oh, good. So you won't scam me.
Well, we would. That would be our last intention, and I can tell you now that. Look, have a look at Energy Made Easy for sure. It is very good. And if you do come to CanStar Blue, you can absolutely just compare energy prices. Have a look. No obligation. We're not asking who you are. We're not even checking who you are. And you can see the prices. There's no obligation to do anything else. But even when you have your own electricity bill, yes, it's great to compare. And only 15% of people did it compared and switched in the past year. So a lot of people are just not doing so. But when you look at your bill, this is just a little energy geeky thing. Don't just look at your usage rates. You know how I was saying, the usage rates, you should be conscious of it. But you also get a charge called a supply charge. That's the amount that you're paying effectively to get the electricity to your house. So the rate is what you pay for the electricity, but the supply is actually bringing it to you. Those charges can vary quite a lot. And for a smaller household that uses less electricity, you might actually find your bill more impacted by a high supply charge than a high rate because it makes, see what I mean? It makes up a bigger portion of your bill. So don't just look at the rates. Check out your supply charges as well.
That is a great tip. I'll have to make sure I do that because there's only 2 of us in my house. So, yeah, reducing that supply charge would be key, I think.
If you can, because it's a charge you get charged every day.
Yeah.
And it's usually roughly in the range of 80 cents to $1.20. But, you know, when you're thinking about it, as I was saying, the little things count day by day, 40 cents. If you can save 40 cents, what's not to like?
Hey, you won't say no at the moment, that's for sure. Christine, thanks so much for your time.
No problem, thank you.
Really appreciate it. That's Christine Sieb, Editor-in-Chief of CanStar Blue. Now, after this, we're going to talk about solar. If you have solar, how to make sure you're getting the most out of it. And if you don't have it, what are the economics? How long will it take for it to pay itself off? There's a lot of conversation about feed-in tariffs at the moment and maybe it not being worth it. So we'll talk about the economics of solar and also batteries as well after this.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The Port Board voting closes. Treaders v ABBA, mate v mate. Now, George Fiacci, club great, is he right that these two should never have faced off against each other?
I think I made the comment that I didn't like seeing those two
from
actually
day one
running against each other, so it wasn't comfortable for me by all means.
Rowie and Timmy G.
That hasn't been the ideal scenario.
Yeah.
4 p.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Why pick one city, one beach, one restaurant, or one view? With Celebrity Cruises, you can have it all. Explore the best of Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and Asia on ships that are destinations themselves. And now get 75% off your second guest, plus bonus savings on select dates. See celebrity.com/au, call 1800 003 002, or contact your travel advisor.
IKEA is here to turn back to the grind into time to unwind. IKEA family members can enjoy a fresh start with 20% off all mattresses. Joining is free and easy, so make it happen today with IKEA. Offer ends February 26. Terms and conditions apply.
A sloth can slow down its heartbeat, allowing it to hold its breath for 40 minutes. You can slow down, relax, and take a seat for as many minutes as you want in a compact director's chair from Aldi for $59.99. With a bamboo armrest trim and a fold-away side table, it's special you can buy at the Aldi Caravanning Sale this Saturday. Range differs between stores while stocks last. Aldi, good, different.
Hi, my name's Reece Kirkbright from Kirkbright Seafood. What we found was we've actually got 2 doors. We've got a retail entrance and we've actually got a factory door where the fish receival point is. How we knew that it was all going very well was, 1, the feedback in the retail shop, because new customers look around the whole shop. The second part too, us knowing that it was working, was a lot of people were trying to enter into where the fish receival point is, so they obviously haven't been at the shop before, so we knew pretty early on that there was a lot of new people coming through the door, and they were large numbers too, so we've sort of seen a pretty significant increase, and that continues to this day, so the build continues and continues.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
It's time to take a closer look at a Peugeot with drive-away offers on new and demo SUVs. Like the Peugeot 3008 GT SUV from an alluring drive-away price. With an elevated driving position and the latest safety features, this mid-size SUV epitomises style and comfort. Take advantage of new and demo SUVs available for prompt delivery while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Head to Peugeot.com.au or visit your local Peugeot dealer today.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Since March 2020, the value of an average home in Adelaide South has grown by $288K, in the north $243K, and in the west by $273K. And the median price in central Adelaide and the hills has soared by $358K. From Westbourne Park to Windvale, from Kensington Park to Kilkenny, we've led the charge with 52 suburb records, more than any other agency in South Australia. Go to toop.com.au to find out more.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
And we're talking about how you can save some money on your energy bills. And I thought, if we're talking energy and consumption, we need to talk about solar. Michael Summers is the solar design consultant at NRG Solar. Hi, Michael. Oh,
great to be with you today. Or as we like to say, it's a great day for solar. How are you going?
Well, it is, isn't it? It's a beautiful sunny day in Adelaide. We've got, and we've got those conditions for the next week or so as well. So there you go.
Yeah, time to get some panels on your roof now.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because if you don't have solar at the moment, there's a lot of rhetoric around feed-in tariffs changing and stuff like that. How much money on average can you actually save at the moment?
Sure. Look, I guess it's kind of different for every single customer, and it probably depends on the size of the house, size of the bill, number of the people in the home, all those kind of things, and whether you do a solar-only solution, which is historically popular, or even more and more of our customers, probably 2/3 of them these days, buying solar and battery combinations as their total solution, which then gives them what we call 24 hours of sun, basically. So I could use myself as a really good example. So, my home, family of 4, 3 in the house, eldest has moved out. And if I didn't have solar, my power bill would be about $3,000 per year. And there's plenty of people who would pay a lot more than that. But I've got an 8 kilowatt solar system with a Tesla Powerwall battery that we installed a couple of years back. And pretty much across a 12-month period, my bill's at zero, or in fact even slightly in credit. So you can wipe the bill out completely in a lot of cases with a solar and battery combo, or if you did just a solar system only, if the budget didn't quite stretch to the full job, then you could expect to reduce that bill by sort of 50 to 60%. Pay the system off in probably somewhere like 3 to 5 years, generally speaking. So it's mathematically, it's one of those things that it stacks up pretty solidly. We run the numbers individually for people and just help them work through it and understand and realise.
And what does a system like that set you back at the moment if you're doing an 8 kilowatt solar and a battery?
Yeah, look, again, there's different product on the market, but we would typically steer people towards our Fronius inverters, which are a really good European quality product, and the Tesla battery that I mentioned, and all the other associated bits and pieces. That's probably a spend in the vicinity of $25,000 to $26,000. So it's not a small chunk of money. And I can probably hear in the background a few of your listeners falling off their seats, dropping their cups of tea right now. But
it's a lot of money.
It is, but if we put it into perspective, if you're spending $3,000 a year on your electricity now, in 10 years, do the maths, you've spent $30,000 on power, and what do you have to show for it on the end of that? Nothing, yeah. So the same money, or in fact less, gets you a bill that's now zero. So you've eliminated your power bill. You're not sending that money to AGL or Origin or whoever, and you actually own that system along the way. So, and all the benefit that's associated with it.
Yeah, the long-term investment.
It's a pretty good argument in that respect. And I guess, look, if people don't have that $26,000 burning a hole in their back pocket, we do some payment plans that are pretty attractive as well.
Okay.
We dig into those.
If we're talking about just solar without the battery, something that always comes up is feed-in tariffs. And Bernie from Kensington Gardens is on the phone. Hi, Bernie.
Oh, hi, guys. Thanks for taking the call. Yeah, I've had a 6 kilowatt system with 6 kilowatt batteries probably for the last 3.5 years or so. Up until last year, it's been fantastic because how it used to work was over the brighter periods, summer and such, we used to build up enough credits which would then get us through winter without any bills at all. Since the tariffs have changed, which have been pretty much cut in half, I'm now finding that over the summer periods, with the advantage of seeing the energy company app, most weeks we kind of have zero use or zero spend electricity, but we just don't build up any credits. So winter's starting to sort of, starting to get there's not a massive bill, but starting to get a bill in winter. Is that just the supplier I'm with? I should be shopping around, or is that pretty much the way things are going now, that the advantage is lessening? I mean, there's still an advantage, but it is lessening a bit.
What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, look, and every case is a bit different. But Bernie, did you say you had battery as well?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So we talk about self-consumption, using your own produced energy. So your solar powers the house during the day, and any surplus that's normally exported goes into the battery, and then you use your battery at night. 6 kilowatt hours is not an overly large battery, so you might find that that's getting exhausted before the sun comes up the next day, and then you're back on the grid at sort of the higher peak charges perhaps. But rule of thumb would be, with the right size system, the feed-in tariffs become somewhat irrelevant, because the value of export, you're quite right, is low. You only get typically sort of 5 cents or something like that these days, and the power you import costs more like 50. So everything that you can do to use the power generated during the day in the first instance, by running all those big ticket appliances Christine referenced earlier, the dishwasher, washing machine, clothes dryer, during the daytime, and allowing the battery to charge up to cover the nighttime usage will give you a better shot at getting right through and getting your bills to zero. But just maybe your 6 kilowatt solar and your 6 kilowatt hour battery is not large enough for your consumption. Some bill analysis would determine that.
Okay, there you go. That's Bernie. Hope that answers your question. Before I let you go, Michael, I just wanted to ask, so you mentioned that that's the average price of, a solar system at the moment and a battery. What would you be set back if you just had money to do solar and not the battery? Yeah, and a fantastic start and first effort, Stacey. So it again depends a bit on the site and things like that, but indicatively somewhere around about the $7,000 to $8,000 mark is a really good price for around about a 6 kilowatt system that we would install, and obviously level of complexity has a bearing on the end cost, and the bigger the system, a little bit more expensive. But no one ever regrets going larger. Probably the biggest regret our clients have is that they didn't do something sooner. And if you do start with a smaller system, can you add on, or if you're going to get it, just get it all at once? The second answer is probably the better one. Yeah, okay. we would tend to encourage people to oversize. No one ever regrets that they've gone a bit larger. Invariably, your power consumption tends to grow over time. So, if you buy an EV, that's another appliance in the house. So you want a bigger solar system to be able to run everything that's there plus the future. Yeah. Commercial customers too, really important for them. Daytime commercial sites like our own building, that the majority of the power consumption is daytime. So businesses like ours would be cherry ripe for solar, because there's little consumption at night time. So the solar would power the place during the day. Do a lot of those. It's a good thought too, Michael. Thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Hey, lovely chatting to you, Stacey. Take care. Appreciate it. That is Michael Summers from NRG Solar. It's 29 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Your news headlines coming up. And after that, a fringe show with a difference this year, Flamenco Electro. What is flamenco? You'll find out very soon. And if you're watching along on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, you'll see a special performance that's coming up.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, Kerry Turner with the latest news headlines. A major crime's been called in after the unexplained sudden death of a woman in Redwood Park. More arrests are expected after 3 teens were charged over yesterday's early morning crime spree across Adelaide's west and north. West Australian authorities have admitted they made a mistake by using wastewater to fight a bushfire. And in sport, the Redbacks need wickets in their one-dayer against Victoria in Melbourne. The latest forecast, sunny for the rest of the afternoon. Right now it is 27 degrees. More news at 4 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
Sanchoy Bar now, bolognese for days. With all Coles brand mints now 10% off. Like Coles Aussie Beef Mints, 1 kilo pack, now $9.90. Our lowest price since February 2022. That's great value, hands down, at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
There are many joys that come with growing older, and Arbor Vitae helps you optimise these joys. Arbor Vitae is an anti-inflammatory supplement made from natural ingredients like pycnogenol, enzyme papain from the papaya fruit, aloe vera and honey. It helps to reduce mild arthritis, relieve other joint pain, and helps to maintain healthy blood glucose, cholesterol levels, and cognitive functions. For Tracy from New South Wales, Arbor Vitae has saved her career. She's a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years. After trying Arbor Vitae, all her pain disappeared, and she thanks Arbor Vitae for saving her career. Arbor Vitae health supplements are now available at Chemist Warehouse, Australia's cheapest chemist. arborvitae.com.au. Always read the label and follow directions for use.
Thinking about a solar battery? Don't wait. Connect with NRG Solar and bring home a solar battery with a rock-solid 10-year warranty. Use the energy you generate during the day. Store some for later, reducing reliance on energy providers and putting money back in your pocket. See NRG Solar in their new premises at St Mary's. Bigger place, better space, some amazing people. Visit NRG Solar now at 1275 South Road or call 1300 858 160.
Things are about to get even more exciting at Cherry Glen Osmond with the arrival of the Cherry Tiggo 7 Pro. The Tiggo is a step up in size, engine performance and luxury. A full-sized family SUV featuring a panoramic sunroof, heated and ventilated seats, twin 12-inch displays, CarPlay, 360-degree camera and so much more, including high-tech safety, and all from $39,990 drive away from Cherry Glen Osmond. Go beyond with the Tiggo 7 Pro. Book a test drive at gocherry.com.au.
Hi, I'm Peter Berkowitz from Berkowitz Furniture. Our summer stock clearance sale is on now and you'll save up to 40%. Save on our comfortable leather and fabric sofas, sofa beds, recliners, dining tables, dining chairs, including our Australian-made collection. Be part of our massive summer stock clearance sale and save up to 40%. But hurry, sale ends this Sunday. At Berkowitz, we're not just a furniture store, we're a furniture family. Mile End Homemaker Centre and online.
Are you thinking about a sea change? Where you can walk to the beach and be part of a close community? Think Oakford Homes at Encounter Bay. You can live in a brand new low-maintenance home with all facilities close by. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land, ready to build. Move in now or invest for the future. Oakford Homes at Encounter Bay. Come down for a drive and look through our display village and see why Stage 1 is nearly sold out. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 24 minutes to 4, and we're on the Facebook and YouTube live stream thanks to Foodland Supermarkets here on 5AA. And you'll want to get on it to have a look because right now I have one of the most exciting fringe performances coming up that I've heard about so far. Flamenco Electro is a flamenco show at Fool's Paradise this year. I've got Claudia Miliaccio in the studio as well as dancers Rihanna and Poppy. Claudia, good afternoon. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us, Stacey.
What's flamenco?
Okay, so flamenco obviously comes from one of the most beautiful countries in Spain. It's a main genre that they have over there, which is, I've actually seen a few flamenco shows over there, so it's really cool. And then you basically infuse it with electronic house music, and that is flamenco electro.
Oh, okay, so you're kind of modernising.
Yeah, a little bit of modern, a little bit of traditional. I think keeping a little bit of tradition is always great. But yeah, it's a fusion. The word we've been using at the moment is a fusion, yeah.
So what made you want to be involved in flamenco?
Yeah, well, it's something that I've actually never really dabbled into before. So I'm a wedding singer. I sing in corporate events, things like that, your party songs, your modern music. So when Mike Rizik got in touch, he's based in New South Wales and had the concept of the show, I thought it was something really fun and really different, and I could fit it into my schedule, which was nice.
That's nice, yeah.
And we love doing Fringe every year. I haven't done it in a few years, actually, but I'm really looking forward to it this year.
And so you mentioned Mike's based interstate, but you're an Adelaide girl, and Poppy and Rihanna, you're Adelaide as well. How have the rehearsals been with Mike? Because he's playing on guitar, isn't he? And you've got a bit of a band as well. So how do you rehearse interstate with half of the performers are not here?
With great difficulty. We've got a live band on the night, which is amazing. So Mike plays guitar. We've got a whole band behind us. But I've been practicing, and same with the girls have been practicing with rehearsal tracks, demos, things like that. It's tricky because you can't just head into a rehearsal room and go through it all together. You're sort of just workshopping it in your own time, and then we get together, I think, the day of the show and have our full dress rehearsal. So everyone has to learn their parts and hope for the best.
And when you say full dress rehearsals, lots of bright colours, reds and pinks.
Yeah, lots of reds. Obviously, my carnation today is
it's beautiful if you're looking on the live stream.
A little sneak peek, and just again going back to the traditional aspect is the colour red. The red carnation signifies a real flamenco look and style.
And now, Claudia, you were on The Voice as well. So what's the difference in performing for judges and on big stages in front of crowds to performing at Fool's Paradise for Fringe?
It's always daunting. Obviously, when you're performing for people with such a high presence on social media and in the world, it's very daunting. But I've said it for years, I always get nervous. And I think nerves are just a sign that you care and that I don't know, it's a hard thing to explain and put it into words, but once you step on the stage, you feel an overcome of emotions and you just sort of go for it.
Yeah.
So it's different, but it's the same in the same respect. Obviously, you're singing for superstar coaches, which is frightening, but then at the same time, you're singing for people that you don't even know as well. So that's just equally as daunting, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. Sometimes nerves can be good. You sort of... I sort of thrive on that energy sometimes.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. What can people expect if they do come along?
A lot of fun. Yeah, it's all original material, so that's something different as well. I mean, I'm a fringe goer as well as a fringe artist, so we see lots of cover acts and lots of amazing performances, magic, comedy, all sorts of things, but I haven't really seen anything like this. So lots of fun, a caliber of really amazing musicians and artists and dancers, and it's just going to be a really good show.
Ooh, okay.
I won't reveal too much.
All right. Oh, there's a few surprises as well.
A little bit. I think people just don't know, from what I've been speaking with a lot of people about, is they don't really know what to expect, and I kind of like keeping that anticipation a little bit, so it sort of keeps people on their toes a bit.
So is there a storyline throughout the performance, or is it a number of pieces?
It is a number of pieces that'll be showcased. So I come on, I come off. It's not just sort of me on the stage. I sort of do my little bits and pieces, and then we're really showcasing the girls as well on the dance floor and things like that. So it's sort of showcasing everybody's talents individually as well.
Okay. And now the gang from Flamenco Electro have been kind enough to give us some tickets to give away. I've got 10 double passes to give away. I'll give 5 away on the phone line and 5 on the text line. So jump on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, because they're also going to do a little performance for us today. And after that, give me a call if you want the tickets, 8223 0000. But if you guys are ready, we might do the performance now, and you'll be singing. So if you feel better standing up, go for it. We've got the cameras here, and let me know when you're ready. I can hit play on the backing track.
All right, awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
Ready to go?
You guys ready? Yeah.
You ready, girls?
We're limited with a bit of space today.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
Okay.
I'm sure it's not the big stage you're used to, but we make do here in the 5AA. So we're on that camera. If you want to stand over that way, that would be awesome. All right, you let me know when you're ready, and I'll hit play.
Awesome.
Oh, what are you doing over there? You're putting something on. Putting some shoes on. Okay, don't stress too much about it. All right, we've got the phone lines going, 8223 0000 if you'd like a double pass. Flamenco Electro on at Fool's Paradise, February 16, 17 and 18, and it's always great to see some good local talent included in these performances as well. I mean, it's nice when we do have interstate people come to perform at our Fringe, because we know how iconic it is, but it's always good to see homegrown talent getting up there on stage.
It
as
is,
well.
and we appreciate the support as well. It's really nice to see.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
all right, so if you guys want to head over there, and if you're good, I'll hit play.
Yeah.
Ready to go? Okay. was great. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Just a little teaser.
Just
we
a
won't
little
give
teaser.
you too much.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it regardless. So the phone line's going crazy. We've got people texting in for the tickets. I do have 10 double passes to give away, but if you liked that little teaser and you do want to head along to Flamenco Electro, it's at Fool's Paradise, Feb 16, 17, 18. Claudia, Rihanna, Poppy, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us. We can't wait.
Now, coming up after this, taking your calls on any of the matters you've been hearing across the station. Today we were talking about Hindley Street earlier in the day. We were also talking about housing. So if you want to have your say on any of the issues, I still have more tickets to give away to Wallace Cinemas and another show at the Festival Theatre. This is The Man from Snowy River. So still opportunities to win here. I've got tickets all across the afternoon.
Breaking news.
Sky News Australia can reveal.
In a major development, you can stream your favourite Sky News shows.
It's a brand new way to join the battle of ideas.
Here, you won't hear an echo.
Debate is essential to a healthy democracy.
Access the latest news, sport and weather. Plus, the opinion that you won't find anywhere else. Your favourite shows, one app. Stream for $5 a month. Download the Sky News Australia app right now. Conditions apply.
Live cheaper this summer with Cheapest Chips.
Cheapest Chips.
Everyone loves a rattan egg chair. Pick one up from Cheapest Chips for just $199. Save $100. Store your stuff in a pent metal shed. Now only $299. And don't miss these cheap everyday deals. Rexona deodorants, 2 for $7.99. 2 litre Radiant washing liquid or powder, only $7.99. And 2 65-gram Cadbury favourites, a hot buy, 2 for just $10. Do summer cheaper at Cheapest Chips, in-store or online.
Motoring with Adelaide Hills Motor Group.
If you're looking to get more out of your motoring, head up Glen Osmond Road and spend some time here at Adelaide Hills Motor Group. Take a look through the range of pre-owned premium SUVs, 4x4s, 7-seaters and more. Treat yourself and take a look at the Ineos Grenadiers on display while you're here. Everyone here is a serious motoring enthusiast, no salespeople. They just want to get you on the road in something special. Come and take a look. See you soon at Adelaide Hills Motor Group, Glen Osmond Road at Fullerton.
A sloth can slow down its heartbeat, allowing it to hold its breath for 40 minutes. You can slow down, relax, and take a seat for as many minutes as you want in a compact director's chair from Aldi for $59.99. With a bamboo armrest trim and a fold-away side table, it's special you can buy at the Aldi Caravanning Sale this Saturday. Range differs between stores while stocks last. Aldi, good, different.
This month at Repco, Auto Club members save up to 20% store-wide. Save on car care, engine oils, filters, braking, tools, 4x4 and heaps more. Exclusions apply. Visit repco.com.au. This February, only at Repco.
Ladies, is the need to wee all the time making your life a misery? Caruso's Wee Less to the rescue. Caruso's Wee Less relieves the annoying and inconvenient feeling that you need to go to the bathroom too often and supports bladder health and function. So if your need to wee all the time is getting in the way of enjoying life, try Caruso's Wee Less today. Caruso's Wee Less is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health food stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
IKEA is here to turn back to reality into functionality. IKEA family members can enjoy a fresh start with 20% off all desks. Joining is free and easy, so make it happen today with IKEA. Offer ends February 26. Terms and conditions apply.
Join Westby Surf Lifesaving Club on Saturday, February 10th in the pink and blue swim, walk or run. 100% of funds raised support both breast and prostate cancer charities. Challenge yourself to a 1K, 500 metre or 200 metre swim, a 6K run or even a 2K walk with pets. Together, we can make a difference. Donate, show your support, and join us on Saturday, February 10 from 10 a.m. Register via the Pink and Blue Swim, Walk or Run Facebook page.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
11 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Lots of interest in the Flamenco Electro tickets on the phone line. So much so, poor Josh couldn't handle all the calls coming in. So we still have a couple more tickets to give away. Still a couple more double passes. 8223 0000 is the number to give him a call if you want those tickets. And as I say, you can always call me on any of the matters we've been talking about here on 5AA. Earlier on, we were talking about the West End and what it might need to do to revitalise itself. Ash from St Mary's is on the phone. Ash, hello.
Hi, Stacey. I think you go back like to the 70s and 80s, and it was still a safe place for kids. Like they had the cinemas, downtown, time zone. You know, there were still lots of fun places. The problem is now, like they have just made it adult central, and like you wouldn't go in there for quids for no reason. Like it's full of vape shops. You know, hooker shops selling like those crazy sort of bong-looking things, and massage parlours sort of that are, you know, dodgy as and look more like cheap rub and tug places.
It does have a bit of a seedy vibe to it, doesn't it?
It is, but like, and that's fine for Friday, Saturday night, but there's no reason that they can't reincorporate. Like, you've got only on the other side of Morford Street is all the universities. Like, so that part is actually really nice and really enjoyable. Like, I think they could go back a step and then bring back some of the normal, more normal stuff, to least to me, rather than just the seedy side of Hindley Street, to make it more enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, because at the moment it's not really targeted at families, is it? You wouldn't take your kids down Hindley Street.
Oh, well, certainly not at night time. I mean, if you go in there on the weekend now, particularly like after the football or something like that, like it is just absolutely crazy. Yeah. It's nuts. People are as drunk as skunks from, you know, essentially from 6:30, 7 o'clock, whereas at least back in the 80s when I went in there, it wasn't until midnight people were generally like that. Like, it's just now just one little section is ruined, as opposed to then you go to the university section now that is completely empty at night time. So maybe they need to start from the end and work in and slowly just clean it up.
Yep. All right, Ash, thanks for the call. Stay on the phone, Ash from St Mary's. I'll give you a family pass to Wallace Cinemas. It's 4 tickets, so make a day of it. Catch a movie this week at Mitcham, Mount Barker or Noarlunga. So stay on the phone. That's Ash in St Mary's. Nick from Coromandel Valley is also on the phone. Hi, Nick.
Good afternoon, Stacey. Welcome to the family of 5AA.
Thank you, Nick. I'm feeling very welcome. I'm loving it.
I've been listening to 5AA before you even born, love.
Nick, can I ask, are you Greek?
How did you guess that?
How did I guess that?
My Scottish accent?
You sound like lots of family members of mine, Nick.
Yes, sweetheart. You don't mind to call you sweetheart because I called somebody sweetheart the other day and I told him it's inappropriate.
Love it. I love it.
I came to this beautiful country of ours when I was 16 and a half to start a new life.
Yeah. And what a life it's been, hey?
It's a beautiful country. I've got 6 grandchildren and I love it, everything. But listen, when we're talking about energy, my children are in the early 40s. When they were little, they could have a shower for 2.5 hours. We never used to worry about it. But since, I said that many times before and I'm sorry that again, since Mr. Olsen and Mr. Lucas, they sat on the round table and signed a contract to give away ETSA. I used to work for ETSA.
Ah.
And they sold ETSA to Hong Kong for 99 years lease. And you know what the owner in Hong Kong does with their money? He built a bridge from Hong Kong to China with SI's money. And now they're telling us shopping around. I can't understand. These guys we vote to run in our country, Stacey, they're supposed to listen to us. We've got everything in this our country under our feet. Yeah. We've got everything under our feet. Can you please get the message, stop selling it?
Yep. I think there's a lot of people who agree with you, Nick. The sale of public assets was the beginning of the end for for cheap utilities.
And regarding to Hanley Street, I heard the rumors they're going to change the name, the Ghost Town Avenue. I used to work in the Adelaide City Council back in 1974.
Yeah.
I used to sweep the street, and it was problem then, and it's problem now.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the city council doing. You're going to town to shop, and you park your car, and you're 2 minutes late before you get there, and you got $75 penalty.
Yeah, I know.
Give me a break, Stacey.
I don't think they know what they're doing either, Nick. Thank you so much for the call. Stay on the phone. I'll give you a double pass to the Man from Snowy River performance at the Festival Theatre.
Thanks. Join your show.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time and your thoughts. 8223 0000 is the number. You can always call me anytime to have your say on any of the issues we've been discussing today. Now, tomorrow is a Friday, so we've got a big show coming up. Where are the Sport Boys? What are they doing? I think Rowie was meant to be coming in. Maybe they're a bit busy. They've got stuff on. Fair enough. I'm sure they've got a great sports show coming up. They usually do. Most days, anyway. They're on from 4 till 7, Rowie and Timmy G. Tomorrow, though, it's Foodie Friday here on the afternoons program. Chris Jarmer's going to be in the studio cooking up something delicious. And we have a special Lunar New Year theme this week. Got some ideas of something you want to cook for your Chinese New Year celebrations? Chris Jarmer has it covered for you. And so do the boys from Pals. They've got a nice liqueur to go with this week's recipe. So I'm looking forward to doing that tomorrow, as always, on a Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for your calls and your texts here on the program. All the tickets are gone. You won't believe it, but we've been able to give them all away. It's tickets galore today. Sorry if you missed out. Plenty more opportunities tomorrow. I'll be with you after 1:30.
Do you know which Adelaide radio station is streamed the most? It's 5AA by a mile. And there's no surprise why. 5AA listeners get it. You can stream 5